ghosts, people who have already passed, like flashback kind of deal things. And that could have been it, but I'm hoping he's still alive.
In these shows, too, unless you actually see them get ripped apart or shot, you could never really say that they're dead.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with that statement right there.
Yeah.
Glenn's a good example of that.
Yeah. I know we're still all caught up on so much TWD. It's so crazy. And then
it's so close.
I know.
It is. I need to rethink it here.
I know. When we finish up Fear, TWD is going to be here. I think we cross over a couple of weeks, don't we? Don't they cross over into the other?
It might be.
Let me look that up real quick because that is a very good question.
Or maybe 1 week or something. Are there like a 1 week difference? I don't know. I know it's really close.
I almost thought it was this Sunday, but I'm really not sure now.
No, it's October 23rd. That's why I said our first episode.
Yeah, okay.
Our first episode for excuse me, for TWD with me and Julie Gepp will be the 24th, that Monday.
I'm still looking, and I haven't found anything yet. But as soon as I find out, I'll let you guys know. Because I'm curious about that too. Are we going to have a crossover? Not with the show itself, but I mean,
yeah,
is it going to still run right around when The Walking Dead starts?
I think that with all that being said, I think that eventually they do somewhere along the line. And I know a lot of people have asked about Tobias, and they brought him up on The Talking Dead last night, and they said that it's going to be really hard to reincorporate him into the show again. So I hope they do, because everybody loves that Tobias, and he was the first one that was trying to help people to get them, away from what was going on. He was trying to tell them that it's coming, so hopefully.
Exactly.
I wonder what happened to that kid.
Yeah. And I know that's Julie's a fan favorite of him too, so and then
I am too, because that's my maiden name. Tobias is my maiden name.
Yeah. I told you what my son's cat's name is, huh? I call him Smokeout because he looks like not because of the things in Colorado, but I call him Smokeout because he looks like like when you go to when you have a camp out or a bonfire, he looks like that. He's gray. I'll have to send you guys a picture of him. He's a picture of him, but he's a pretty cute little cat. He's a bad little cat, but he's a pretty cool little cat. So finishing up here, guys, it's been an awesome podcast. Sorry we had to do a part 2, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was Speaker or if it was us or what happened, but it's going pretty cool. I want to know everybody's feelings going into next week. I'm not talking about the whole season, but I want to know your predictions on next week. Do you think we're going to reincorporate some of the other actors into other things, or do you think they're going to go on another week of doing Nick's past, or what do you guys feel like?
I think they're going to have a little bit more Nick, just based off of the scene from, like during the Talking Dead. They showed a little bit more in the compound, but I think they're going to start going towards like Madison and Strand and stuff like that.
Yeah, they show a lot of that, so you are correct on that. They are going to get a little more into that. How are you feeling, Brooke?
I have to agree with Patrick. I think they're probably going to show maybe tidbits of Nick, but I hope they get to everybody else. I'm curious about Madison, Strand, and everybody. But I'm also really, really curious about Daniel, and I do hope he's okay, because he is one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, he's just a vicious man. He's like, he came from a third world country, so he is just, you almost don't want him to be back, because you don't know what he's going to do, and as of the future, because he's going to protect his daughter to the fullest, but is he going to protect everybody if he comes back? That's one of the big questions. I think personally. And so that's a question to the fans out there who listen to our show, to our podcast. If you hear this, do you think that Daniel's going to be a problem coming back, or do you think he is going to be helpful coming back? So if you could chime in on that.
Liberated.
He's going to be what?
I think he's going to be liberated because he finally got to essentially in his mind talk to his wife and get in peace with that. So then that's not going to be holding him back no more.
Yeah. And everybody I talk to wants him back. Everybody I talk to.
Oh, yeah, and that's a very good point. I agree with Patrick. Maybe he's finally at peace, with his wife, because he really didn't get to say goodbye to her in the first, when she passed away. He didn't get that opportunity, and now maybe he has, and, maybe he can do better, for the group.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I think my phone's going to shut off. So if I disappear, I didn't do anything weird. It's my phone.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up right now. Anyway, I just wanted to catch the end, to see about everybody's feelings leading up, because we had a really good podcast. It's been kind of longer than normally on Fear, because we usually only go 45 minutes, and we're at like an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 16 minutes, or hour and 17, 18 minutes now. So it's pretty cool. But that's a part one.
I didn't even bring up
part one, part two.
I'm sorry, I didn't even bring up what me and Brooke were talking about, that golden eagle that kept showing up in the background on all the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did that mean?
Yeah. I'm going to have to investigate into that myself, too, because that's a really good question.
It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm really curious about that, because The Walking Dead has an Easter egg, too, if you have noticed.
Really?
I mean, yeah, you don't know. I was, Patrick and I were talking. Now, the Easter egg, and I have read and seen them do an interview with us. In some episodes, you will see a clock. Let's just say it says the clock says 6:05. That means it's the 6th season, and that's the 5th episode. They do that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting that they're doing that. I'm gonna be more aware of that now that I'm watching when I watch the episodes. I'm looking for little clues like that,
Yeah, trust me, ever since I found out about it, we all, my husband and my kids and I, we will sit there, watch it, and then rewind and see if we see it anywhere else. Pay attention to the storyline, and then when it's over, I'll rewatch it and keep my eye out, see if I see the clock anywhere.
Yeah. We kept Patrick on for a long time, so I want to thank Patrick for being on. His phone went dead. We had him on the phone for like 2 or 3 hours, so he probably didn't get a chance to charge it because we had to keep going back and forth. But thank you again, Patrick. I don't know how to say your last name again, but yes, he is in the new movie Eddie Torres, and he does got a really good part in the movie for everybody who's listening.
His phone died.
That way, yeah, I know. That's what he was telling us right before. But my predictions, real quick before we go, is I do think they're going to expand and they're going to start going. What I like about TWD, and they were starting to do it last season or in the first part of season 1 in Fear, is to go out in different in all kinds of different directions. And that's what I enjoy about TWD. And I think now coming up, seeing all the previews, I think that Fear is going to be doing the same thing, where you're going to have Madison and Strand there together, Daniel if he's alive, Nick, Chris and his father, so there's a lot of things that are going to be going on as far as the show goes. So it's going to be pretty cool to watch this season. So everybody, make sure you tune into it. Make sure you enjoy it. It's getting high ratings. The fan pool isn't really that high yet, but I think the fan pool is going to grow as soon as the action starts kicking up again. And how do you feel about the action part of it?
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. And going back to your point that, how you remember, from the beginning that they're all hunched together, all clustered together, and now they're kind of breaking off into their own little groups. I'm really excited to see what each group is up to.
Yeah.
Every single one. I'm really excited about seeing that this season.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Make sure that everybody shares both part 1 and part 2 because these go together tonight. We had a little interruption in the podcast tonight, so make sure when you do share this for us and you help us out, Big Niz, Annette, Steve, Susan, I'm trying to think of everybody, Brian, everybody who helps us with the promotion part of it. And we are also still looking for promotion managers, and we are looking for show writers for Fear and do we got a show writer for Fear? TWD?
No, we don't have one for Fear or The Walking Dead yet.
Yeah, so we're looking for show writers to help us with that. And then I know Jeannie, congratulations to Jeannie, she's going to be helping us write for the sports podcast. So that's going to be pretty cool. So make sure to keep an eye out on us for tomorrow, Tuesday, an off day for us. We're going to be doing the recap for football. So make sure you check that out. We're going to be recapping the Denver Broncos' first preseason games, training camp, any updates, and then any breaking news tomorrow. So make sure to tune into that. And Brooke, I want to thank you. It's been an awesome podcast tonight. I wish we could have finished all the way through. But I think you did amazing. Patrick did amazing. And for me coming off a cold, I guess I did okay.
Oh, you did fine. And yes, I'm excited doing it. Yes, it's Monday. What do you expect? Sometimes things just don't go smoothly.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Patrick, for being our guest. Thank you for everybody for listening and commenting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, Deborah Scarberry, for calling in. She will be my co-host next week on Fear TWD.
Yes, she will.
So just to keep everybody up to date, we will be switching off with Deborah and Brooke every week as far as the co-hosts, and then sometimes when it's a real exciting show, we'll all be on the show together. So those are going to be pretty fun shows too. So I really like this song a lot. People Are Strange. So I'm going to play this song for the end of the night, and then we're out of here. Brooke, thank you again, and we'll talk soon. And get some rest so you can get up with the kids early in the morning for school.
Yes, which I'll have to be up in about 5 hours.
Yeah, I got to run back to the grocery store before midnight. I had to go to Walmart tonight, but I'm just gonna run over to King Soopers real quick. But I already got my kids dinner, but I want to go get me a little snack real quick. So we will, we will talk soon, and thank you very much, and thank you to all of our podcast family. Thank you to all of our listeners. Everybody out there is awesome, and it's awesome to be on the air with everybody. It's cool to be back, and hopefully starting next week we're on the right times and the right days, and there's no more allergy attacks out here in Colorado.
Yes.
So people are strange. You ready for that, Brooke? Anything you got to say before you go?
I just want to say thank you to our listeners, our wonderful podcast family. I love you all. Thank you for everything.
That's awesome. And I want to say I apologize for crunching on cough drops the whole time.
You're fine.
Yeah, but it kept my voice going the whole time, so it did help out.
That is true.
It did help.
That is true.
So, all right. Good night, Brooke. We'll talk soon, okay?
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down.